Hey, welcome back to Turntable Guy. On the bench today we have a Technics SL-1300. This is the Mark I version. This is a big beast, heavy turntable. I think they came out originally around 1976. I do have a video on how to replace the cueing fluid on this turntable. I'll link it in the description if you're interested. This one has come in from a gentleman who mentioned that it fell off of a table and hit the ground or the floor, and ever since it's not functioning correctly anymore, and it has something to do with the arm. I believe the lifter is not going up or down, so that's not good. My concern is that something broke inside, and the way the parts are going right now, it's almost impossible to get parts for turntables unless you have a donor table. I myself have one of these. I have the 1310, which is the black version, and it is absolutely one of my favorite turntables. If you get an opportunity to buy something like this, there is the 13, 14, and 15, and it basically it just goes from full automatic, semi-automatic, and then fully manual. And then there was a later edition, which I feel are not quite as good, even though they do have a suspended platter. That's the 1600, 1700, and 1800. Now, this is all the Mark 1s I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the Mark 2s. They're a completely different animal. I honestly think this is one of the absolute best turntables that you can buy, hands down, anywhere, modern, vintage, doesn't matter. This is an excellent, excellent turntable with an incredibly heavy platter, beautiful motor. Everything just works lovely. It's 100% metal construction. Thing weighs a ton. It's almost as heavy as a 1200 SL-1200 Mark II. Just a beautiful table. But like I mentioned, this one's got a problem. So let's diagnose what it's doing, and then what we'll do. Ooh, I already see, I don't know if this happened during the fall, but it looks like no, there's glue on here. It must have broken off at a different point. The dust cover is broken. Okay, we're going to plug it in. And what I'm hoping is that it's just stuck mid-cycle in the auto return. Okay, there's our auto return. You know what? It does feel tight. If I told you, I think I know what's wrong with this thing. This could be the shortest video on record. I have a feeling that this arm, the arm lifter, is just too high. Okay, so this, I'm just hoping. Like, I don't know. I have not really torn it apart and had a really good look, but this just seems too high, because if you look, the cueing's working, and you did see it auto return, and it did lift and come back. What is broken? Ooh. Okay, the arm does feel very bad. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, now that I'm starting to look here, I can see that the bearings here are really loose. Oh, there it goes. It's trying to auto return again. Oh, this is a real shame. Oh, that's really too bad. And I'll tell you why it's too bad. Okay, I am gonna lower this arm. And all you do to lower it, move your arm back, is you push down on the arm, the cueing arm, and then there's a little screw here, and what you do is you just tighten it in like this, and that'll get you down. And you just gotta it's a hex-shaped screw, just like that. So that should still not going down. I don't think we can go much more. Okay, as you can see here, the tone arm has taken an impact, and either the bearings are out of place, or, and if, okay, I want you to look at something else here. Are you guys seeing that? I know it's, let me zoom in here so you can get a look at this, because I really don't think we're going to be able to do anything for this turntable, unfortunately. Just put it there for now. If we have a look at the bearings here, this is the bearing adjustment screw, the little one in the middle. The external one is the locking nut. Okay, so what you do is you first unscrew the locking nut, and I have a little special screwdriver that I use. It's just a screwdriver with the middle cut out, and that gives me the opportunity to get in here and undo the locking nut like this, and then you can unscrew the middle one, right, like this. If you have a look, is that coming down any bit? No. So this is the bearing that controls your left or right motion, and there's two on the sides that control your up and down motion. And it's definitely the side to side, which is screwed up here. I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to remove this bearing. Now, I do not recommend anybody do this at home. Don't mess with arm bearings. It could be a complete disaster. And if you don't get them back where they should be, you've basically taken your turntable and trashed it. Yeah. This isn't even coming out. This is such a shame. You can see here as well that the arm clamp and arm rest is destroyed. So this thing undoubtedly took an impact. This is your highest point, right? As far as I know, he did not have the dust cover on when it fell, so it fell right on the arm. And I honestly think that this arm here that holds the top bearing, it looks bent down to me. Oh, that's so bad. This screw should come out. It is not screwing in very well, and it is not coming out. So, and if you look, it's not centered. This kind of breaks my heart. Yeah, it won't come out. This should come right out. I'm going to end up stripping it because it's a very soft metal. I don't want to do that. I'll just loosen it. There. So the bearings are destroyed. Damn. I know it's pretty soon to say that, but I know what I'm seeing here. This is a parts table. Bearings are destroyed. Put the weight on. Well, that's going to be the fastest video ever made. I should have made this as a quickie or whatever they call it, YouTube Shorts. I don't have any of those. What a shame. Beautiful Technics 1300. It's done. So I mentioned this to the owner. Like, if you have, watch this. Okay, auto return should trip somewhere around here. Let's see where it trips. It's definitely not moving back, and then it's kicking. Oh. I'm not going to be able to fix this turntable. Oh, this is broken too. These are beautiful turntables, just to show you. The biggest, most beautiful platter. The classic Technics direct drive motor. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to fix it. I could take that arm apart. I could start poking around in there. It would probably get to the point where I'd have hours into it. And basically what you could do here, I mean, you could source a new tone arm. That's the one thing you could do, right? I'm sure the rest of it is fine. The motor feels fine. There's nothing wrong with the spindle bearing. But this whole arm mechanism here is destroyed. So you'd have to replace it. I'm sure you could probably find something on eBay. You could probably use an arm from the 1400 or 1500 to put on here. I'm not 100% sure if the auto return mechanisms are within the arm or if they're more within the table. So you'd have to check that out. But at the very least, you could pull just the arm off, get this out, put the new arm in, and at least you'd be able to restore the table. I'm going to put it aside for now. And maybe this gentleman would like to have a peek around and see if he can find an arm for this thing. Or if at some point he finds a part table for it with a good arm, we could try that as well. But unfortunately, this one is no good right now. It is pretty much dead on arrival. So lesson here is don't drop your very, very heavy Technics SL-1300 on the floor, especially on its arm. It's not going to survive. It's just got too much weight to it. Like I mentioned, it's all metal construction, right? So yeah, she's a goner. But anyway, hope you found that interesting. Sorry, there's not much more I can do on this one. But you can't win them all, and this owner is not going to be very happy. He actually, just as a side note here, he dropped off a bunch of parts tables for me. I don't think he wanted this one to be a parts table, but I'm just going to show you something he did drop off here. So this is a brand new, in the box, Audio-Technica ATLP 120 X USB. And like I mentioned, it's brand new in the box. I don't know where he got it from, but it's missing the tone arm counterweight. And there was no platter mat on it, which is no big deal. But it's got the power supply. Obviously, no head shell and cartridge. But I'll just show you here. Everything's working on it. I need to turn this on. It's like a 1200. Check this out. Quartz lock's working. These are fully manual. Oh, it's missing the pop-out pop-out light. I don't know if it's a pop-out light on these or if it's just a standard light that just sits there and illuminates. The arm bearings are a little loose on this one too. Whoops. Can you hear that? It's really loose. So, but other than that, this thing is like perfectly fine. It just needs, like I mentioned, needs that counterweight. Now, I don't know if a regular Technics counterweight will do this or not. Here's right off the, oh, it does fit. That's off that 1300. Let's see. Will it, I don't know if it's the right weight. It's a pretty heavy arm. No. Yeah. Yeah, the counterweight for these Audio Technicas is really heavy, and these Technics weights are not heavy enough. So you'd need the actual factory weight to balance out the arm. These things are nowhere as good as a real Technics 1200. Like it's like that platter is really cheap aluminum. It doesn't have the Technics bearing. It's not a Technics, right? It's not an SL-1200. It looks like a 1200. But it's not in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't even come close. But it was free. So I'm going to probably fix this up on the side myself and probably let it go. So anyway, I thought you might find that interesting. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that one. And if anything ever comes up about that dead 1300, if we get a new arm for it or something, I will definitely make a video. And we'll catch you next one. See you later. Bye-bye.